According to the U.S. Surgeon General's advisory in 2023, teenagers spend an upwards of 3.5 hours on social media a day. At this level of use, it's risk to higher levels of anxiety and depression. Today, I will explain the mental health effects of social media on teenagers by looking at the positive impacts, the negative impacts, and what current research recommendations are going to use to reduce those risks. Even though social media gets a bad rep, it's important to recognize the benefits as well. According to the Pew Research Center in 2022, about 80% of teens say social media helps them feel more connected to their friends. There's nothing like somebody across the world being able to help you with any problem that you have versus you having to feel so scared to go talk to somebody face to face. Sometimes your parents might not always understand where you're coming from. You might have a friend that can't relate to the problems that you're going through because they themselves haven't really been there. But when you find yourself in a chat room with a numerous amount of different people that have been through those things and are more than willing to help you through your situation, it makes you feel a lot better and to go through those things and not always feel alone. For example, a 2021 study from the American Psychological Association reported that online communities can provide emotional support for teens who struggle socially and feel marginalized in school environments. However, the negative effects are well documented. According to a 2019 study published in JAMA Psychiatry, teenagers who use social media for more than 3 hours a day are at significantly higher risk for internalizing mental health problems like anxiety and depression. Another major issue is comparison. The Mayo Clinic reported in 2020 that constant exposure to idealized images and lifestyles increase the likelihood of low self-esteem and body dissatisfaction. There are a lot of TikTokers that are out there that are always talking about how well they look and how good they look and showing off their body. And oftentimes as a teen, it's very intimidating not to feel the overexposed body shaming aspect of some of the things that you deal with. Sometimes you have a person in your life, man, and especially for teens in school, that's always going to make fun of the simplest thing on your body, whether it might be a facial feature, being too short, being too tall, being too skinny, or sometimes for most being too fat. It's also broadcasted on social media. So those are things that you also end up running into. Experts are not telling teens to delete social media entirely, but to use it more intentionally. According to Harvard Medical School's 2020 mental health letter, taking regular breaks from social media improves mood and reduces stress. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommend setting screen time limits, avoiding social media before bed, taking at least one device-free hour a day. But then, of course, parents need to stay involved in what platforms their kids are using, because now, more than ever, there are tons more of opportunities for predators to get in contact with teenagers. So there are a lot of risks that are involved in the social media realm, but at the same time, we always want to consider some of the benefits and also some of the risks. Social media isn't all good or all bad. It has both benefits and dangers, but research clearly shows that the way teens use social media is what matters, just as much as how much they use it. As the Surgeon General stated in 2023, social media is a modern environment shaping the well-being of a new generation. We can't remove social media from teens' lives, but we can make choices that support healthier habits. stronger self-esteem, and better mental health. It's important for our future leaders to be able to have the right people in their corners. And the right people might not always be the people beside them. So what better way of making those strides and those paths a lot easier than to make sure they're doing all the right ones in these chat rooms online.